Oh yeah, sorry. Oh, well, in that case, then ignore me. And I have read that. I have read them. As the owner, I had trouble getting these notes, but I have read them. Sorry,
Good,
my
okay.
my, my
No
correction.
problem.
No
And
interest.
any other declarations of interest? Perfect. Okay. Agenda item 3, question and answer session with members of the public. We don't have any members of the public, and I don't believe we received any.
No, we haven't, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Agenda item 4, news from the mayor. Unusually, I don't have anything to share at this moment in time. So I'll move on. Agenda item 5, mayor's engagements. They've been shared today by the secretary. So unless there's any questions, I will move on. Agenda item 6, councillor engagement and community activities. I'm not sure if there was anything further to the request earlier, Madam Secretary, was there?
No, Mr. Mayor, no.
So none recorded for this time. Agenda item 7, then questions about debate pursuant to standing order number 6.
We haven't received anything, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Agenda item 8, then, the minutes of the special meeting of the full council to consider the council's preset requirements for 26-27 held on the 12th of January. Councillor Bridges.
Can you hear me, Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, loud and clear.
I'm not sure. It is not an objection as such. However, I will raise an issue. You may remember earlier last year, I did actually voice at full council a matter of praise to the secretary on the standard of the minutes that were produced for several meetings. Now, I don't know who produced the minutes, whether it was secretary or the clerk, but I must say that I'm not comfortable approving minutes of this meeting, having read them, considering that's probably the most lengthy and in-depth meeting that I've had since being at town council. I personally feel the depth of those minutes is lacking considerably to the content of the conversation. I realize they're being recorded, but if you are Joe Public and you want to just quickly skim the minutes rather than watching the entire 3-4 hour meeting that it may have been, my personal feedback is that I'm disappointed in the content of those minutes, considering the volume of conversation that went on. So that I'm not objecting to them. There's nothing factually incorrect in them. I just think they're lacking content. So I said it's not an objection. It's just a personal observation from my opinion.
Okay. Is there anything particular that you think needs to be amended?
Well, as I say, it's not a case of anything in there is incorrect. I just think, considering the volume of conversation, I've read those minutes.
The breadth of it, is it?
And I think there's a considerable volume of conversation that occurred from various councillors that was not included in the content of that discussion. So I just don't think it's an accurate reflection for, especially when you have town councillors who were present and have made the sorry, that may sound wrong. That isn't intended to say that anybody wasn't present. What I'm saying is that if councillors are taking the time to make discussion points on conversation topics and it's not being reflected in the minutes, I just think that is disappointing, because there was a lengthy amount of discussion that evening on two very important topic points. And when you read the minutes back, I was quite shocked at how little there is mentioned. So considering when we've had far lesser meetings with far more in-depth minutes. So I was just, considering it's probably arguably the most important meeting of the calendar year for us, those minutes are quite lacking considering the content of what occurred that evening. There's nothing factually incorrect, just nothing of depth, in my opinion.
Yeah, lacking depth and breadth.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's two ways in which we handle this then. Either we don't approve the minutes and we ask the secretary to furnish them a bit further, or we accept them, but we consider how that for future, particularly preset, because these generally, the standard of preset meetings are similar, from year on year. So whether that's the standard then that the secretary or clerk are being held to, because that's what we've always done, and I use this expression in my day job. Just because we've always done it like that doesn't mean we always have to do it like that either. So I'm open to.
Well, I just think it's worth clarifying in the sense that, as I say, I accept that we are now recording meetings.
Yeah.
But as I say, it was a contrast, because, as I say, I give credit to the secretary earlier last year, because some of the meetings we had, the depth of those minutes was so exacting and of a high standard, it very much impressed me. And they were very small and relatively smaller meetings. So when you've got two topics of sort of the depth of which we discussed at that last meeting, and the conversation points in there are very minimal. Are we, if there was something in there to maybe reflect the fact if anybody wished to get more breadth, they should listen to but we're not indicating in those minutes that people should listen to the video recording to get a much wider scope of what was discussed in any way.
Put my hand up. Oh.
Okay. Councillor Sharp, you were first.
Thank you. I kind of actually know where Councillor Bridges is coming from, because having obviously been one of those that wasn't at the meeting, both Guy and I commented on when we was reading through the agenda pack that it's only sort of like 1 or 2 pages, and then you see that it went into special, that because of obviously you've gone over the 2 hours that you had to approve to carry on, and we both sort of said there's a very small space there. And we know, because we know how it works, and the fact that you had to go in to ask to have the meeting extended, we understand that. But I wonder if the general public do understand that. There was a very small amount of writing in there before you had to ask for permission to extend the meeting. So I do kind of understand where Councillor Bridges is coming from.
Okay, thank you. Madam Secretary.
Right. If I can just clarify, I wrote the minutes. I totally understand and take on board everything that is being said. Not that I want to make excuses, but I was tempted to, what was that noise? Sorry.
It sounds like a cat.
I can hear it buzzing.
Oh, right. I kind of used the formula we've used before regarding the preset minutes. We've also received advice from One Voice Wales, I think. So I think sometime last year regarding keeping the minutes as brief as possible. So that was in my mind as well. But I do totally acknowledge and take everything on board. But I wrote the minutes. It was me. Not the clerk, it was me.
Councillor Sharp, your hand's back up.
Yeah, sorry. I don't think anybody's actually having a go at you at all, Fiona, and please don't take it that way. I certainly wasn't, and I'm sure Councillor Bridges wasn't. But there is a point there that it's an important meeting. So please don't think we're having a go.
No, absolutely not. No.
Okay, I am. Councillor Harteveld.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Hi. I completely agree with Councillor Bridges, and I think because it is such an important meeting that the minutes should truly reflect us. I'm not sure. Similarly, I've read them, and there's nothing that I dispute. However, could there be maybe supplementary minutes written up that are more robust to add to them, so they can still be ratified this evening, but they can be, if people want to look at supplementary ones, or
okay,
the way forward?
Thank you. I think based on the feedback, then, as long as you're in agreement, Madam Secretary, I think the recommendation would be that we defer the minutes to allow further explanation for them. The consensus is that we agree with everything in there is accurate, but it just needs a bit more expansion, particularly because every councillor wasn't present, and we know the library, for example, is a live and emotive issue, which for the community. So they're probably particularly interested in areas such as that. That's not to say the rest of the precept they're not, but I'm sure there is. But that was one particular key issue, as we're all aware of. So I think the recommendation then is that we defer the approval of those minutes to allow further expansion. Do I have a seconder for that? Oh, sorry. Yeah, so I got a seconder, but Councillor Bridges, your hand went up. I don't know if that's an addition or an amendment.
Yes, Mr. If I may, and I'm just making sure I word this correctly, if I may ask the Secretary, there is one part that I'd like special attention paid to. It was a direct question that I asked Councillor Sinnott in relation to his cabinet position on the local authority, in relation to the grant topic in this, as a whole, and I would like that to be specifically referenced in the minutes, because it is a matter that I will be pursuing further, because I what we were told that evening does not reflect what I've been, fed back by Pembrokeshire County Council's hierarchy this week. So it is something that I wish to pursue further. It was a matter that I pushed on quite clearly in that meeting, and I'm unhappy that I'm going to be very careful about the word I use here, but we were given an answer during that meeting, and it is completely factually incorrect. And the public are interested to know why so much grant funding is being directed towards Haverfordwest County Library. And we asked the question directly, and a specific answer was given to us. And the head of service has given a completely different answer to that, and it is something that is a great concern to me. So it is something that I would like, in the minutes specifically, because it is a matter I will be pursuing further. So if I could ask that to be at least encompassed, so it was included in the minutes, because just to be transparent, it will be something I will be pursuing further.
Okay.
Thank you. Councillor Woodham?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to check one thing. I have got no issue with anything that's been referenced, but we need to have confirmed the precept by the end of January. So if we don't approve the minutes this evening, is there any administrative issue in our confirming the precept? I don't know. Has that already been done?
Yes, that's already been done, and there won't be an issue.
I just wanted to double check. I thought it probably had been, but I just wanted to make sure before we deferred this, just in case that might cause an inadvertent problem in
No.
to the
Yeah,
precept.
good question though. Yeah,
Councillor
Gray?
That's fine. Thank you.
On that point then, so when it comes to agenda item 15, we've got to say that the applications on the schedule of accounts then November, December, and up till April, then we have to accept them tonight.
Yeah, so it's a standalone agenda item. The financial matters we can take as when we get to those. Yeah, as read. Yeah, unless there's any questions on them.
Okay.
But
how are these? Sorry, but I just don't understand. Then, if we're not accepting the minutes as a whole,
it's because those minutes are in reference to the precept for the next financial year. So 26-27, whereas the financial matters on the for item 15 is 25-26.
Okay, understand. Thank you.
Okay, so recommendation was to defer to allow further expansion in the minutes. We've had a seconder. All those in favour? Thank you very much. Anyone against or abstaining? Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Agenda item 9 then. It feels like ages ago actually, but minutes of the meeting of the full council held on the 1st of December. Page 102. Although there are full counts, so I won't go page by page, but if there's any questions or comments.
There's no questions or comments then, Mr. Mayor. I recommend move receipt.
Seconded.
Second, yeah. All those in favour? Okay, thank you. Anyone against or abstaining? I'm making sure I say that overall I can see most people, but I'm aware there's one or two with a camera off. So I'm just giving them the opportunity to step forward if it's against. If they're raising their hand, I can't see them. Agenda item 10 then is the minutes of the meeting of the Library Partnership Group held on the 13th of January, which is obviously for information. And obviously just to give a bit of additional information, which is already in the minutes really. It was the day after the precept, so that whatever the outcome, there was an opportunity to discuss ways forward.
I'm on mute, don't worry.
The library were over the moon with obviously our support. So we'll continue working as a partnership group, as we said we would, to work through any other issues as they arise then. But unless there's any questions or comments.
Received.
Okay, seconder. And all in favour? Perfect, thank you. Anyone against or abstaining? I think that's a question for Councillor Bridges. One thing I did want to highlight, just while he's unmuting, the secretary shared, I can't remember if it was today or Friday, the library team would like to say thank you, and they've organised a coffee morning. And I know members of the public are also keen to say thank you. So anyone that is available for that, please do come and support. Councillor Bridges.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Could I just ask, at the library partnership meeting, was the breadth of the conversation topic of what we discussed at the library sort of relayed back to Mike Kavanagh during that meeting, or was it just a summary note of what the voted outcome was?
No, we talked through sort of the passion and the hour-long discussion in terms of the difficult discussions we had around how, in general we want to support it, but how does that actually look, and our concern over the increase, etc., each year. So yeah, it wasn't necessarily just the summary, it was some honest discussions about it.
Super, thank you.
Okay, agenda item 11 then. Planning and licensing matters. 11A is planning application for information only. At the moment, they're all recommended approval. So unless there's any questions or comments, Councillor Bridges.
Sorry, Mr. Mayor, just to give feedback on that, the first planning application, because the conversion for the 20 Hamilton Terrace. So to just enlighten the group, we have previously recommended that for approval. However, the matter was moved to the planning committee. I did offer to attend that meeting to obviously represent the town council at that meeting. However, I was made aware on transfer to County Hall that morning that there was already a proposition put forward for them to accept approval for it. So I didn't feel that there was a requirement for me to go along and sort of advocate on their behalf, or our behalf, should I say, if required. My understanding is that the planning committee have voted to do a personal visit to that premises. They would like to have a better understanding of what the applicant is trying to achieve, but their initial desire is to approve. However, it's not currently at that state where, so that's just to let, it's still ongoing and they're trying to get more information. So that's just a general update on that application, really.
Okay, thank you very much. So unless there's any comments or further comments, I should say, or questions, then I'd recommend we move receipt. The seconder. Yeah, all those in favour? Okay, thank you. Anyone against or abstaining? No, thank you. 11B then is planning notifications. Again, for information only. Any comments?
Officially approved.
Yeah. I'm not sure what Councillor Gray said there, but I'm hoping she said move receipt.
Sorry. I was mumbling to myself, but yeah, move receipt.
Is there a seconder? All those in favour? Okay, thank you. Anyone against or abstaining? Okay, and then 11C is the licensing application for the water gardens for information only. Recommended approvals. Unless there's comment or questions. Councillor Gray?
Yeah, this current time, the water gardens don't open every day. And yet on the licensing application, they will be opening every day. So is that just as an off license, or when they're eating? Is it for the restaurant?
Yeah, I believe it's for the restaurant.
Only.
Yeah. Councillor Sharp?
Thank you. Obviously, I can only give you an example here. When I applied for the licence for the pill, and perhaps Councillor Bridges may have similar information, quite often they tell you to apply for sort of like everything just to be on the safe side, so that you don't have to then apply again. So you can apply for Monday to Saturday, Monday to Sunday, means you can open on those days. There may be a special occasion when they decide to, but at least it's covered. Doesn't mean you have to open every single day. So perhaps that's the advice they were given. Councillor Bridges may agree or may disagree, or may have had the same experiences in his applications, but that's certainly what happened for the pill. They were told to just apply for it, just in case there was an off chance. So that's probably what's happened there.
Thanks, Colin.
Yeah. Okay, any further comments? Otherwise, I recommend we move receipt.
Move receipt.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, all those in favour? Okay, thank you. Anyone against or abstaining? Okay, agenda item 12, cemetery reports for October, November and December 2025. Please see attached. If not, would anyone like to move receipt?
Move receipt.
Okay, do we have a seconder? All those in favour? Okay, anyone against or abstaining? Okay, thank you. Agenda item 13, then consultation on the strategic development plan draft delivery agreement. Please see attached.
This was hard reading. Oh my God. Did anybody read all this? Oh my days.
Any comments or questions? If not, would someone like to move receipt?
Move receipt, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those in favour? Thank you. Anyone against or abstaining? Agenda item 14, Milford Haven Multi-Agency Working Group. 14A then is the minutes of the meeting held on the Thursday, the 3rd of December.
Where are we? 14.
May I ask, Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Councillor Bridges, yeah.
Unless I'm reading it wrong, it doesn't appear that Milford Town Council was represented on that meeting.
Yeah.
So I believe this has been raised before by another councillor, if I remember correctly. But I think it was Councillor Hartveld actually at a previous meeting. But is there any process in place for if the clerk is not able to attend that meeting, that somebody else is then asked to at least represent the town council at that meeting?
It's a good question, actually. I'm not sure. And Madam Secretary, the minutes actually say the last meeting was the 21st of January. So the clerk
yes, I attended the last meeting on the 21st of January, and there's one coming up next month as well, and I'll be going to that one as well.
Okay, perfect. And just further to that, can we explore what happens if neither of you can go?
Yes, of course.
Send a council representative.
So to be clear, we were present at this meeting. Is that correct? Because it's not listed.
Not at the minutes of this meeting, but at the end of the minutes, you'll see the next meeting was the 21st of January, and the secretary said she attended that.
Okay, understand.
Yeah.
First bit is the 3rd, isn't it? December.
Yeah. Okay. So, otherwise, are we happy with the minutes as a whole? Yeah. All those in favour? Thank you. Anyone against or abstaining? Okay, and then 14B, areas of concern. Any comments or questions on there? Okay, anyone happy to move receipt? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there was a seconder as well. All those in favour? Okay. Anyone against or abstaining? Okay. So moving on to agenda item 15, financial matters. 15A is the acknowledgement of donations. It is in a separate pack. So I was just getting that open on my screen.
Yeah, that one.
Or in fact, I don't have the acknowledgement list, Madam Secretary.
Mr. Mayor, can I get it to you for next first meeting next month, please?
Okay,
I did have it printed out for you, but before the switch to Zoom.
Okay, we will.
But there's a long list.
Yeah, we will defer 15A then to the next meeting. We're going to skip 15B for now and come to it at the end. So 15C is schedule of accounts November and December 25.
Hold on, you're losing me now. What are we on? C?
Yes, C. So schedule of accounts November and December 25.
I think unless there's any questions, Mr. Mayor, because it is for information, I'd move receipt.
Okay. Do we have a seconder?
Yep.
Okay. All those in favour? Thank you. Anyone against or abstaining? No. And then 15D is the statement of accounts for November and December.
Again,
25.
Mr. Mayor, unless there's any questions, move receipt, because again, it's information.
Yeah.
Do we have a seconder?
Seconded.
Yeah. All those in favour? Okay, thank you. Anyone against or abstaining? And then 15E, the summary of expenditure April to September 2025 and April to December 2025.
Again, Mr. Mayor, there may be questions on that, but unless there is, I would move receipt as information there.
Okay. Do we have a seconder?
And
Okay, thank you. All those in favour? Okay, thank you. Anyone against or abstaining? Okay, thank you. So we're going to go back to 15B now. Application 1 is from the 2nd Milford Haven Sea Scout Group. They're the ones at Kellerswick. Their application request is for £2,000. And sorry, just to confirm, we currently have £19,571.44 left in the budget until the end of this financial year.
Can you repeat that? Sorry, Mr. Mayor.
£19,571.44. Okay. Any comments or recommendations or?
Sorry.
Sharp, yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Mayor. In light of it is a fairly large group, we do have the money there. We have been supporting other agencies, rightly so, toilets, libraries, etc., and other people. I personally have no problems in actually awarding that full amount. We've only got sort of 1 quarter left for the end of the financial year, so as we're sitting on 19,000, it's what it's there for.
Absolutely, yeah.
I personally have no problems in supporting that, Brian.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a seconder? That's Councillor Southwell, or was that a question?
No.
it's I concur and I would second that.
Perfect, thank you. Interestingly, I went to the Sea Scouts to open their Christmas fair at the end of November. And from the last time I went there, they have been trying to modernise the building, and it's really impressive. So to be able to support that, I think is great news. Before I put that to vote, are there any amendments? Okay, all those in favour of £2,000? Thank you. Anyone against or abstaining? Sorry, Councillor Stephen, did I miss a question? Or was that you putting your hand up to vote? Vote, perfect. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to be moving on to the Torch Theatre application, and I know Councillor Sharp and Councillor Woodham will depart at that time. Councillor Sinnott, obviously you missed the declarations, but you're our rep on the Torch Theatre. You have the option to leave or stay. I can't remember.
He's got to go.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Councillor Southwell is actually the councillor rep.
Councillor Southwell is our rep.
Councillor Southwell can stay.
County Council rep. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, yes, you're right, Councillor Sharp. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I do believe even though I represent the town council on the Torch, I can stay.
You can, yeah, because you're our rep. Yes. Yeah. In which case, thank you very much, Councillor Sharp, Councillor Sinnott, and Councillor Woodham.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Okay, so moving on to the Torch Theatre's application then. They're asking for £7,500. Councillor Southwell?
Yes, let me start it off. I know, and it's the only other one left on the budget. I think we should support, of course we should support the Torch Theatre. It's an asset to the town, and as everybody knows, there's a lot of youth things going on. There's a youth production coming up in February that will link with Welsh-wide activities in other theatres. And it just that people expect us to support the torch, and they like us supporting it, and we should, and we have the money to do so. So rather than boring you all to death with all this, I would propose that we pay the 7,500 grant that they've requested, which still leaves us with a substantial amount left in reserves.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a seconder for that before I go out to any amendments? Thank you. Hey, are there any amendments to that? Okay, so in which case the recommendation is £7,500. All those in favour? Okay, thank you. Anyone against? Or anyone abstaining?
Mr. Mayor, can I, through you, request the Secretary up to consideration? Can it be specifically noted that I have not discussed this topic and I am abstaining from the vote for personal reasons at this time?
Yeah, we can include that.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. In which case that carried. Thank you very much, everyone. And again, my sincere thanks for moving it virtually. I wouldn't have got to Milford in time, and for various reasons, obviously the Deputy Mayor's not available. So, however,
it was quick.
It was a quick meeting. It makes up for the preset meeting. So thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you all soon.
Me too.
Bye.
Bye.